Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is the
Straight
Amateur
outta
Football
Canada.
Podcast. I'm Dana. With me is Lisa and Sonia. Sonia's actually trying to show you the shirt.
Not her boobs, the
not
shirt.
The boobs,
No,
just
not the boobs.
You're so cute. I just love it. All right,
No, I'm a
everyone.
little intrigued.
Hello. How are you doing? This is the Amateur Football Podcast. Like I said, Lisa, Sonia, and Dana. Kate is taking the night off. So we're excited. And you know why? Because
Week 7?
it's
Yeah.
week 7. And
Lucky
so
7.
hold on. This is what we do. So Lisa, what is our favorite saying that we've been saying for 10 years?
We don't know team's identity till at least week 6 or 7.
Week 6, yep. 4 to 6, 4, you can kind of figure it out. Then they threw the week 5 bye in there. Then those teams have to wait. It's a little crazy, right? So therefore, we say you don't really know who a team is until we have that. So,
Right.
Oh my gosh, somebody's phone is ringing.
It's not me.
That's me.
We'll turn it off.
It is off.
We've been doing this for 10 years.
It's Alabama. Who's calling
Hello,
me from
Alabama. All right, so
Roll Tide.
we want to say hi to Camden. Lisa,
Might
put
be
it on
Nick
the floor.
You can hear that?
Buzzing. Yeah. This is a shit show, people. Welcome. All right. I swear to God, we're professionals. We have just had a hell of a week. Oh, yeah, professionals. So, of course, we want to thank you, Camden. Camden's so sweet. We love this. Camden is our little helper. The donkey trophy. That ass shall be mine. I'm thinking she must be doing well in our fantasy football
I
league.
think so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Nice job, Camden. So, of course, we want to thank Donkey's Place Cheesesteaks. They are a sponsor every single year. We adore them for it. They are the best cheesesteaks in New Jersey. 3 locations, Medford, Mount Holly, and Camden. Also, goldbelly.com. You can go to Donkey's Place Cheesesteaks, have it ordered, get it right to your house. All right. We ordered it for, I think it was Christmas Eve last year. It was so good. It was such a good time. We
I
loved
think
it.
I got to do that too.
Yeah, made life real easy. Okay. Lisa, you got your crap together now?
Listen, I feel like Bill Belichick at the draft. I mean, look at this. This is what I'm dealing with right now. This little thing right here. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. All right.
And living on a farm, every little noise she's got to go
I
investigate.
know.
And then she gets the turkeys all going and
She said turkeys.
She did.
Oh my God.
like turkeys.
All right, everybody. So here's the deal. This week, we got to go fast this week.
Okay.
So what we like to do
Roll.
week 7, we like to take a look at each and every team in the NFL. We keep it short and sweet. We want to tell you who we think they are at this point. Because as we mentioned at the top of the hour, we don't know who these teams are. It takes a while. You got to settle in. There's new coordinators. There's new head coaches. There's rookies. There's this, there's that. And so it takes a minute to go ahead and get settled in. So we're going to get rolling really quick because, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the AFC South. I want to start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I went back. Oh, I looked these up too, and now I can't remember. We talked about on our prediction show how we thought Doug Peterson was going to have this team rolling this year. They stumbled a little at the beginning. They're looking pretty good now. So if you look at Jacksonville, their record is 4-2. They are 8th in points scored. They are 18th in points allowed. They are 21st in offense, tied for 17th in defense, and tied for 11th in special teams. Now, if you look at their schedule, they had to play some serious teams. They beat Dallas. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was preseason. Sorry. Never mind. So they played the Indianapolis Colts and beat the Colts. Sorry. 31-21. Lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, but that game was 9-17. Keep that in mind. Lost to the Houston Texans, which I can't wait to talk about. Beat the Atlanta Falcons and then beat the Buffalo Bills in London. Sonia, let's start with you. Where are you at with Jacksonville? Who are they?
I think they are who we thought they were. I think that they overall, they beat the Bills, so that was very good for them. Like you said, they stumbled out the gate, but I think they're getting it together. They're getting their rhythm together, and I think they are the perfect reason why you got to wait till like week 6 or 7 to see where they are.
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself. Yeah, it really is pretty much where we thought they were going to be. You can see the progression. Now, of course, Sunshine got a little hurt this week, but apparently it's not anything too serious. Lisa, what are your thoughts on Jacksonville?
I think they struggled too. After week 3 or 4, I think you had a little concern about Trevor Lawrence. I think the London thing, staying over there for
Mhm.
like they did, was a huge help. I think that really, really stymied the Buffalo Bills. I think they were still a little jet lagged where Jacksonville was there, and you could see it on the field. I mean, you could definitely see the fatigue in the Bills players. You could see Jacksonville, a little bit fresher from being there. But I think like what we talked about, this is where they're finding their stride now.
Yep.
I think play calling's coming together. Lawrence got a little roughed up. Offensive line still a little bit shaky, still moving out of that pocket a little bit. So they can be had. I think when you look at Jacksonville as a whole, I still think you're the division favorites. Even though they did struggle with the Texans.
I'm changing my mind a little bit on that, but let's move on. Let's move on. I know. So let's move on to the Indianapolis Colts. Their record is 3-3. They're 9th in points scored, tied for 24th in points allowed. Offense, they're ranked 27th. Defense, 24th. Special teams, 10th. Their schedule a little more up and down. They obviously lost week 1 to Jacksonville, as we just mentioned, and then they also played. They had a lot of divisional games at the beginning. The Texans, they won that game. Then they beat the Baltimore Ravens, which was a little surprising. And then they lost to the Rams and then beat the Titans. So it's interesting here with Richardson out probably for the rest of the season. I think that their trajectory changes. But my thought on this team, young and talented. Sonia, what are your thoughts?
I agree. Young and talented. I think that Richardson being out the rest of the year sucks real bad because, I mean, even though they lost that Rams game, they came all the way back and took them to overtime. So they got it. They've got it. So I think they're young and talented, but upcoming.
Yeah. Lisa, how are they going to do with Gardner Minshew?
He has up and down games. I mean, there's games where he looks really good.
Crazy.
And then there's games where it's like, wow. So I think Gardner Minshew is who Gardner Minshew is. Backup quarterback. You'll have some, depending on schemes and who they play, there'll be some, defenses that he'll play very well against. And I think there'll be defenses he'll struggle against. So I see them middle of the pack. I think you'll have good games out of them and bad games.
I think so too. I don't know. They are kind of who I thought they were, that they would need a few years to gel. But I'm impressed with Richardson so far when he's actually been on the field. So that's good. All right. Houston Texans. They are 3-3. They are 11th for points scored, tied for 11th in points allowed. Those tight games, they'll get you, right? The offense is ranked 10th. The defense is tied for 19th. Special teams is 15th. So you look at their schedule. They had an interesting schedule too. They lost to the Ravens, 9-25. That's when I saw that game. I was like, ooh, maybe this isn't going to work out so good. They lost to the Colts. They then beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. They also beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, lost to the Falcons, and then beat the New Orleans Saints. This is the up-and-coming team of this division. And I think there is a strong chance that they are going to be in the mix for playoffs. Lisa, what are your thoughts?
I think C.J. Stroud is a mile ahead of what a lot of people thought. I think the Panther fans right now are kind of freaked out a little bit, like, oh my God, we took the wrong quarterback. And I think that's what you're going to get when you see these two quarterbacks. I think Bryce was a little bit shell shocked. Like I said, it looks like still
he'll get there.
He'll get there. Yeah, he still needs a lot of work. Where CJ just came in and just took the bull by the horns, which I think being not the number one selected kind of helps you in that aspect to me.
Less pressure.
It's like exactly. It's like I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna do my thing, and he did, and I think he's looking like the real deal. And if you're a Texans fan, you got a smile on your face. I think you're gonna go through his little rookie bumps and stuff, but I mean, how many games without an interception? He had his first interception this past weekend, but my goodness, the bright future for the Texans, and they're way further than what I gave them credit for.
So I want to talk about this real quick. Peter says, whoever predicted the Texans would improve, great call. I thought they'd be a hot mess. I called it. I did. Because I love that head coach. All right, Sonia.
I agree. I think that while the Colts are up and coming, I think they truly are the up and coming team.
Oh, Will Anderson.
The AFC South. I like that. I like the Colts. I like the Texans. Their defense is going to come together. They're coming together, and I think it's going to be real good and fun to watch.
God, I do too. I'm real excited about the Texans, which is a real weird thing for me.
I know, right?
It's really strange. All right, last team in the AFC South, we have the Tennessee Titans, and they not so good. 2-4. They're 24th in points scored, tied for 14th in points allowed, 15th on offense, 23rd on defense, tied for 11th on special teams. Now their schedule, I think, has been a little more interesting. So they lost to the Saints by 1 point, 15-16. They beat the Chargers, which they probably shouldn't have. Then they lost to the Browns 3-27. That one was not pretty at all. And then they beat the Bengals 27-3. The exact same score 2 weeks in a row. And then they lost to the Colts and lost to the Ravens. This team of the division, I think, is a complete mess. I think that they are, especially now with Tannehill injured again, but I don't even think he was their savior before. I just really feel like the Titans are going to have to shut it down and start again. Sonia, where are you at with the Titans?
Agreed. They are not what, they wanted to be. I don't think, and kind of what I expected. I think that I thought that they would make a run for the division at least. And so they haven't done that. Like you said, they kind of just need to shut it down and figure out what they want to do.
Right. Lisa?
I think with the Titans, they're a quarterback away. I really think they're struggling with that.
I think they need more than just a quarterback, but I think that would hugely help. I agree.
I want to see what Malik can do. I'd like to kind of see if you can change up a little things with a running kind of type quarterback that can get out of the pocket and run. I don't know if they're. I don't know.
Derrick Henry cannot be your only player.
He cannot be. And I think that's, I think Malik at least will bring a better aspect of being able to get out of the pocket and maybe extend some plays a little bit longer than Ryan Tannehill could.
Yeah. Well, and Lisa, you know him. He played for you guys. So
yeah.
All right. So we're going to move on now. Hey, I want to say anyone who joined us a little late, I'm sorry we're going through this so fast, but we want to hit on every single team. So we're going to roll through this pretty quickly. So throw in your comments and we will happily pop them up there, like you've seen us do. So I'm sorry about that. We're going so fast, but it's only a 30-minute show, which we always go 45. Anyway. All right. So we're going to start with the NFC South. We're going to start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are 3-2 on the season, 29th in points scored. Not so good, Baker Mayfield. Tied for third in points allowed, though. Hello, defense. God love you. All right. 12th overall. Team grades is 12th for offense, 25th for defense. Special teams is 30th. So here's the thing. I expected this to be a complete disaster. I did not expect them to beat anyone with Baker Mayfield back there. But you know what? They're doing okay. They beat the Minnesota Vikings. Whether that's a tough thing this year or not, I don't know. They beat the Chicago Bears. Also not so difficult. Lost to the Eagles 25-11. And then they did beat the New Orleans Saints. They've already had their bye week, which was week 5. And then they lost to the Detroit Lions 6-20. If you were to tell me one word about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Lisa, what would it be?
Not surprising.
Okay.
To be this, I think this whole division is right where I kind of thought it would be at this time and juncture. I thought Baker would be okay. I don't think he's very elite. I think this is going to be a pretty good battle in this division, but this division is exactly where I thought this division would be at this time.
Right. Lisa, that was more than one word. Love it.
Sorry.
I love it. No, you're good. Sonia, what about you?
I think they're right where we thought they would be. They're over 500. So yeah, there you go. They're treading water.
That's more than I thought they would be. But if you look at their schedule, you understand why, right? Yeah. You understand why. Will they stay that way? I don't think so. We'll see. I just think that their defense is legit, has always been. The rest of that team needs so much work. Post-Brady depression. That's what they've got rolling here. So that is for sure. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the Atlanta Falcons, who, let me tell you, doing a little better than I thought they were going to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little more impressed than I thought I would be. They right now are 3-3. Points scored ranked 27th, points allowed 17th. They're right in the middle of the pack on everything else. They're kind of a middle of the road team right now, which is not a bad thing compared to what they had last year. They've beaten the Panthers. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Packers. They lost to the Lions. They lost to the Jaguars. They beat the Texans, and then they lost to the Commanders. But that Commanders game, like I told you guys, that Houston game, when we talked about that last week, so competitive, so much better than I thought it would be. If I had to pick a word for who I thought the Falcons were to me, they are kind of upstarts, I guess. I'm a little more impressed than I thought it would be. Sonia, what about you?
I am impressed too. I think Bijan Robinson is their dude, and get them a good quarterback. I really think that that's pretty much what they're missing.
Yeah.
In that division, I think they'll be okay. But yeah, Bijan Robinson is their guy. So
they're finally getting Kyle Pitts involved too, which I think is really important. They so misused him, for so long. Lisa, what about you? Where are you at with the Falcons?
Just not sold on Ritter yet.
Okay, fair.
I think they're using him better than what I thought they actually would. Easy calls for him, easy reads, get him going. But they've been in games. You can't say they're getting blown out by any means.
Right.
I mean, they're right there.
Yeah.
So, talented coaching staff, I think, is getting them where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see them try. I'd like to see them against some better teams than what they've had so far, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have to see kind of what they can do a little bit for sure. But I just feel like they're kind of. I hate to keep saying up and coming, but all these young quarterback teams really kind of feel that way to me. All right, let's move on to a team that has greatly disappointed me: the New Orleans Saints. 3-3. They're 23rd for points scored, 7th for points allowed, 22nd on offense, 6th on defense, 1st in special teams. Let me tell you that. So yeah, good for you. Your kicker gets a lot of work. Yeah. I mean, honest to God, I expected so much more out of Derek Carr, and I can't figure out what the missing piece is. And so to me, the word for the Saints is frustrating. Sonia, what about you?
Yeah, frustrating. I thought they were going to run away with this division.
I did too.
I really did. And so, yeah, it's just kind of, well, what else is going on? Obviously, Derek Carr is not the sole answer. But I mean, there's the talent is there, but not sure what's going on.
So Camden said Carr is on his 33rd offensive coordinator. That is fair, Camden. Yeah. I mean, that is fair. And I'm not blaming Derek Carr. It just seems like they're having a hard time click. Lisa, where are you at with the Saints?
I just wish they would stop the stupid quarterback tantrum crap.
Oh my God, get rid of Taysom Hill.
Thank you. And I'm sorry. It's got to be frustrating for Carr. Right. I mean, here you are, you're running down the field, and all of a sudden they always seem to do it when they get like towards on the other side of the field. Mm-hmm. He gets them like almost to the 45, 30, and here comes Hill. I'm done with that. And that's got to be frustrating for him. So I hate their play calling. I wish they would change it. And I honestly think that's why they're struggling, because you got a whole new cadence coming in. You got a whole new, I understand. Yeah, we went through preseason with this stuff, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of that tandem.
They're frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating.
You're on the move, and then you do that stupid thing. Yeah. I'm just
Let Derek Carr have his team.
That's not a fan. Not a fan.
All right, last team in this division is the Carolina Panthers. Sadly, they are 0-6. They are still the only team they are the only team in the NFL that hasn't won a game. Here's the thing. They're 31st in points allowed, right? I mean, that's really offense, defense, so low. It's for their team grades. It's just crazy. Here's the thing. You can't even really blame their schedule all that much. They played the Falcons and they lost all of these. They played the Saints, they played the Seahawks, they played the Vikings, the Lions, and then the Dolphins. So, I mean, their schedule's not doing them any favors. But here's the thing. I don't understand. The Carolina Panthers, to me, for my word for them, is confusing. And I'm wondering, what did they really think one rookie quarterback was going to save them? Because it's not. It's absolutely not. Their season is over. Lisa, where are you at with the Panthers?
Well, when you're in a total rebuild like they are,
well, that's fair.
You have to take this. I mean, you have to try to take week by week. And when you look at the Dolphin game, they came out the gate. They had 14 points on the Dolphins. So that's what you kind of want to look at. You want to kind of see that. You want to see improvement every week. You kind of saw it against the Dolphins. They had some great plays against us and stuff like that. And Bryce, there was a couple drives where he held his composure. He looked good, poised. I just think they're just a work in process. And I think people just have to be patient.
Right. So what about you?
But it's hard with CJ Stroud. You see that.
Yeah, exactly. Patience and growth. That's what it's going to take. And like you said, Lisa, I mean, they are improving. They're coming, when I saw that they had the lead, I was like, okay, all right, look at them. They're starting to put it together. And that's all you can ask for right now, right? I mean, yeah, he's your number one pick, but he doesn't really, I mean, he had some to work with, but not a lot. Exactly.
Yeah, Graham put relying on a rookie quarterback and Adam Thielen's never going to get you very far. Truth. All right. Then we have the AFC North, and we got to go a little faster, Lisa, if you got to get to work.
I know, I'm moving. Let's go.
Talk. All right, so we're going to start with the Ravens. They are 4-2.
Yep.
Just kind of where we thought they were going to be. Tied for 12th for points scored, 6th in points allowed. They are rocking it, 9th in offense, 3rd in defense. They are doing fantastically. This division, I thought, would not be as tight as it's been right now. And I did not think Cincinnati would be sitting at the bottom of it, but I'm impressed with what the Ravens are doing. I like the new play calling for Lamar. Sonia, where are you at with the Ravens?
Right where I think they need to be. I like, Lamar Jackson's doing his thing. The team is clicking and kind of going and getting it together. So I think they're right where they need to be.
Yep. Lisa?
I'm the same way. Yeah, I think the games that they've lost were close. They got a couple on the bad side of some calls. So I think that they're the team that anytime you have Lamar, they're always going to be a team to beat. They're to me. So this division's great for that. And I think it's going to come down to the last couple of weeks in this division, which is going to be exciting.
Yeah, that's the way you want it, right? Like that's how you want it to be. Can you use the word contender with them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime you got Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh, definitely.
Yeah. So then you move on to the Cleveland Browns. They are 3-2, 28th in points scored, 1st in points allowed. They have had a rough little go of it. Their schedule has been a little tighter than some others. They had to play back-to-back divisional games against the Bengals, which they won. They lost to the Steelers. Then they beat the Titans. They lost to the Ravens. God, they've had 3 divisional games already. Then they got stuck playing San Francisco, which thank you, Browns. You beat. Woo!
Browns.
Love it. Thank you,
Browns.
All right. Let me tell you where if Deshaun Watson doesn't figure out, even though he's medically cleared, I just think that team is going to implode. But if you put him back in and he plays well, I think they're going to be just fine. And that's my word for them. They're fine. Sonia.
Yeah, they're fine. They're above 500 and they beat the Niners, which nobody saw coming. So yeah, they're good.
Oh God, love you for it. I'm so grateful. All right, Lisa, what about you?
Thank God for kickers, huh? One job, baby.
Oh my God, you are the worst.
I was so mad.
One job, baby. You're just one job away from having another loss. So we'll see who their real identity is. I mean, technically, they played a hell of a game against the 49ers, and like I said, it's just one kick away from losing, but hey, I'll take it. So
oh my God, it was great. It was so great. All right, let's talk about the Steelers here. They are the most confusing team in this division for me. 3-2, 30th in points scored, 10th in points allowed. Their defense is tied for 15th. Their offense is 31st. I think the only question you need to ask, their defense, great. Not worried about their defense. Who the hell is Kenny Pickett? Lisa, who the hell is he?
Man, you have flashes. You have flashes of like, wow. And then you have, what the hell was that? I mean, they're so hot and cold. It's amazing. I'd like to see one superstar on that team. I would like to see a tight end
other than TJ Watt.
Yeah. I mean, but God love Mike Tomlin, right? I mean, he'll pound and ground you too. And somehow the Steelers are a team to me that find ways to win games.
They're gritty.
Yes.
They're not gonna impress you. It's not gonna be a, oh my God, spectacular show. But my God, during that fourth quarter, they're gonna find a way to win games. And that's what a Mike Tomlin brings to you. So you cannot ever count this team out regardless.
Agreed. Sonia.
Roller coaster. I mean,
Okay, fair. That's fair. Yeah.
no, they can be great. They can be but I'm with you. They are going to try to win every game that they're in, so that they are a roller coaster, but they're almost there.
Yeah. Camden asked in comments, Browns leads defense leads DVOA. I think you're right. I think that they did after this week. I think you're correct. All right, Cincinnati Bengals 3-3. Luckily, after a disastrous start, tied for 25th in points scored, 21st in points allowed. Here's the thing. Obviously, at the beginning of their season, complete fluke because they had injuries all over the place. Right. They're snapping out of it and looking better. Although still, obviously, even if you watch the Seahawks game with them against them this last week, they still have some issues. And Burrow seems to kind of wear down toward the end of the game a little bit. I have one question for both of you because I think we all know who the Bengals are. I don't think there's any question. Are they still Super Bowl contenders, Sonia?
No.
Okay.
No.
Lisa, you're a no too?
No.
Really? That really surprises me a little bit. I kind of think that they are. That's just me, I guess. All right. So, Detroit Lions. We are moving. Okay. Yes. So we are going to move on to the NFC North now. Detroit Lions. Sonia's team 5-1. Damn. Who gave you that one loss, Sonia? Oh, yeah. See how. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Not the Kansas City Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, all right, 5-1, doing fantastically. 4th in points scored, tied for 11th in points allowed. 2nd on offense, 7th on defense. I'm telling you, this team is putting it together, and I love that this is Jared Goff's team. These guys are contenders, and they're going to be someone to deal with. That is my thought. Sonia, what's yours? Same?
Agreed. They are contenders. They are going to be somebody to deal with. You know, they thought that they were going to have some issues on defense this year. They have really clamped down and just, they're doing the thing. So they are contenders. That is my word for them. Contenders.
Yeah. The word I think of when I think of them is that they're meaty, because he said he would bite kneecaps. I think of that. You know what I mean? Lisa, what about you? How are you feeling about the Lions? Who are they?
I think that you might want to start paying attention to them is who they are. I think you might want to get the 49ers and the Eagles out of your mouths, and you better start talking about the Detroit Lions. Yeah. Because everybody who's focused on the Eagles and the 49ers, which I'm sure if you're Detroit and you're Detroit fans, you're like, fine, let us just fly under that radar but it's about time we started talking about the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl because this team's for real. Like I said, I'm going to use that Will Smith. You better get the 49ers and Eagles out your mouth, and you better start talking about the Detroit Lions. Sure.
Graham said that Detroit is the best team in the NFC right now. We're looking through the looking glass here. I want to see them play those teams. I want to see how that goes. Yeah, I do. All right. God love them. God love you, Lions. We're so proud of you. Green Bay Packers. Okay. Little different than I thought it would be, but still somewhat impressive to me. They're another one of those upstart teams. They're 2-3, tied for 20th in points scored, tied for 11th in points, tied for 11th in points allowed. Here's the interesting thing about the Packers to me is you can see the talent. It just doesn't always come to the surface. But I think we know who they are. We think we know that coach has still got them rocking. They just need a little bit more time and a little more talent under their belt. Lisa, where are you at with Green Bay?
I want to see some more talent. Okay. I think, you got some young talent there, but I'd like to see some veteran talent, some leadership come in. Jordan's hot and cold. I mean, there's games where he just looks really good, and then there's games. But I think that it comes to schemes to me. It always comes every single weekend of which team you're playing. I mean, some of these defenses you'll look great against. Some of the other defenses that come in, it's just matchups with this team. When they get a bad matchup, and it doesn't regardless of who, and it's with all teams across the board, you can just get a bad matchup, and you're just gonna have a bad day.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going on right now. I just you don't have like that one superstar, which you don't need one superstar, but you'd like to have one veteran kind of guy on offense, shore up that offensive line a little bit, get a running game going, and got to get Love some help. He can't do it all by himself.
For sure. So, Sonia, do you think that the Packers are more than 2 years away from being super good again, or do you think it's closer than that?
I'd say it's about 2 years. I would
Okay.
think.
I think that's
Need to
fair.
get a couple more positions underneath. Get some people healthy again. You talk about their line. David Bakhtiari is out, so that's
Mhm.
huge. I think so. I
Yeah.
think the line for sure needs to kind of get shored up. But I think that in a couple more years they'll be all right.
Yeah. Camden says sometimes you love it, sometimes you don't love it.
It's about the
Love
truth.
it. Love it.
Love it.
That's hilarious.
Still like him.
All right, let's talk about Lizzo's favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. 2-4. They are tied for 14th in points scored, 23rd in points allowed. Here's what I'm going to say about the Minnesota Vikings. Beige. That is who they are. They are Kirk Cousins. And there's no shade on Kirk Cousins. He's just middle of the road. And last year, they managed to tip the scale in those close games to win them. This year, they are not getting that tipping. But they're still just right there in the middle. So my word for them is beige, just because it fits. Sonia, where are you at with them?
Median. The same thing.
Mid.
They're just there.
Yeah. Agreed. Lisa, what about you?
I the same way. I think when you lose Jefferson, it just takes a whole
destroyed my fantasy football team.
Whole different look to them than last year. And like you said, a lot of those games last year, sometimes it's lucky. You just get lucky.
Yeah.
And
they just fell their way.
And right now they're just missing
a
little bit. But they're still always there. They're right there. So Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. We know who he is. And so to me, the identity of the Minnesota Vikings is very apparent to us all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Chicago Bears, 1-5, 16th for points scored, tied for 29th in points allowed. Dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I just dumpster fire. I think it's so sad because there's so much talent, and Wanda kicked my butt in fantasy football between all her.
At least
Bears
she had
players.
that, right? Gotta give her that. Come on.
I know, but honestly, they're just a dumpster fire still. Lisa, quickly, because we're only halfway through and we're already at 13 minutes. Quickly, is Justin Fields the problem?
I don't think so, but I don't think Justin Fields is the answer either for this coaching staff.
Fair. That's good. Yeah. Sonia, Peter Serrano or Peter in comments wants to know, do they trade Fields?
Yeah, I think they do. Who? I don't know to who, but I think that he might get a better opportunity somewhere else where he can go. Cause I think this coaching staff doesn't really know what to do with him kind of. And so get him someplace where he can learn and really get a good staff around him.
Yeah. Maybe he just does try somewhere else, right? Seriously.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, we're moving on to the AFC West. Kansas City Chiefs, 5-1, 7th in points scored, tied for 3rd in points allowed. I'm going to say this about Kansas City. They are dominant but beatable this year. Mm-hmm. They are dominant but beatable. Sonia, what about you?
Missing Eric B. They're missing Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah,
they are.
I think you're right. Lisa, what about you?
I think so too. And I think when you look at them as a whole, when you see you have Travis Kelce and Mahomes, and you see what they are without Kelce in there. Yep. And you have to take the dynamics of somebody, and I'm gonna be real quick when I'm trying to do this, but I'm not gonna bring the Dolphins in, but I'm gonna put Tyreek Hill in this.
Oh, they miss him.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Miami exploited this guy. This is what Tyreek Hill would have brought that other aspect to that game, right?
100%.
So,
they need a number one wide receiver. That's all there is.
And like I said, we're at a little bit of a difference with them. Bieniemy's gone, so we got a different play caller, and we got 2 people on that team in the offense.
Kansas City Swifties. You're right, Graham, for sure. All right, so let's move on. Las Vegas. I'm going to say for the Raiders, for me, the word that I come up with is predictable. I didn't think they would do well this year. I cannot stand their head coach. And
let's get that point out
and
first.
Jimmy Garoppolo is Jimmy Garoppolo. Their record is 3-3. They're tied for 25th in points scored, 22nd in points allowed. This team needs to fire their coach now. I can't stand him. And they should have never counted on Jimmy Garoppolo. So predictable. Sonia, what are you at? Probably not as mean as
thought
me.
They were,
Yeah, predictable. Yeah. Disaster. Meh. I like meh better. I like that one too. Lisa, what about you?
I think I don't think you're giving him a shot word hell here. He's hurt again. His back hurts. He's hurt again.
I can't even blame Shanahan this time. I love
know.
To blame
He's hurt again, and you know how back injuries are. It's like, okay, yeah, I think they dodged a bullet. Well, it's only week 6. Just like, really? So when you look at that team, you always want to say the Raiders, right? They're the Raiders. You got the Raiders. So you still always have that aspect of it. I don't know. It just depends if this kid, if Jimmy G can stay healthy, and it's just not looking very good right now.
No.
Health-wise for this team. So
I like Josh Jacobs. All right. So Los Angeles Chargers, they are 2-3, 17th in points scored, tied for 19th in points allowed. Here's the thing. There's so much talent on that team. I don't know. I'm baffled. That is my word for them. Why they are not winning more games, it is baffling to me. Lisa, how is it for you?
Coaching. You get inside that 20, you got to take the 3 points, bro. Come on.
Oh, I know.
Take the points. You're early in the game. It's not like we were late in the fourth quarter. Take the 3 points, man.
Yeah.
So those are coaching decisions that'll get you fired. Now, understand It's like, yeah, that's ballsy. Some people love that. I'm okay with it.
Every
It's a
once
different
in a while?
scenario. But when you got 3 points sitting right in front of your face, it's like, and it's early in the game and it'll tie the game, take the point.
Right.
Because I'm all about that momentum. I'm sorry. I've sat in stadiums for 25 plus years. I feel momentum. But that is a play that can change momentum. That play changed momentum.
Yep.
And 100%. So right then, especially against Dallas's defense is for real. I'm sorry. With Mika Parsons, I mean, anytime Mika's on that field, Mika Parsons on that field, come on. So their defense is still stout. To me, it was just coaching. He is just he's making critical decisions, and I mean, it's like 1 or 2 decisions per game that change the whole damn
Changes
game.
everything. Yep. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And I'm on him. Yeah, I'm putting the blame on the head coach.
Yeah. Sonia, what about you?
I was going to say Kellen Moore, but you know,
fair, right?
Yay, fair.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. It's baffling to me. Because Kellen Moore is, he's kind of been all over the place. But yeah, it's interesting to me. I want Herbert's arm is amazing. We need to put him on a team that
we need to showcase that bad boy.
Oh my God, right, for sure. All right, then we have the sad Denver Broncos that also have a head coach that I can't stand, a quarterback that I don't mind, and pretty much are a disaster. 1-5. They are tied for 14th in points scored, 32nd in points allowed. That defense, which was so good for them last year, it is a disaster this year. I call them the flip-flop team because the offense was a disaster last year. Their defense this year, Sean Payton will not be able to figure this out for a couple of years is where I'm at. Sonia, where are you at?
Trash. I mean, nicely, they're trash. And they ain't gonna be much next, like you said, next couple of years. They got a lot of stuff going on, and they got a lot of stuff to figure out. So yeah, trash.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, Lisa, what about you? I know how you love the Russell.
I love Russell, and like I said, when you use Russell Wilson, you can say Super Bowl champion quarterback Russell Wilson. I think when you, I don't think Russell's his quarterback, and I think the Hackett comment stemmed down to all the players. Indeed, these aren't his players, guys. You know how he is. He's got an ego. I mean, he wants to bring in his guys. And I think he's making that perfectly clear. I mean, he made the statement about Russ. Oh, this is, he wants that geek quarterback like Drew Brees was.
I don't agree. I think Drew Brees made him look good for a really, really long time.
but that he was that typical type quarterback that I think he likes.
Yeah.
And I don't think
people to hurt people.
I don't think he likes the players on his team. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really honestly don't. Yeah, he might like a few of them, but they're trading them off left and right, guys. Come on, seriously, look.
Right.
So
true. Lord help us. We got to talk about San Francisco.
Russ will be better on another team.
He will be next year, sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can make it through this without vomiting. We're going to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. All right, and we are in the NFC West, 5-1, second in points scored, second in points allowed. Best defense in football right now. Oh, it's disgusting to me. But I have to say my word for them is legit. Absolute legit from top to bottom. Sonia, what do you think about San Francisco?
Contenders. They're contenders.
Even maybe favorites. Oh, favorites even maybe. Oh, it's just so bad. Oh, yeah. There's Shanahan happened this week, though. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was the Shanahan came down and all the injuries happened. I knew it was going to happen. Lisa, where are you at with San Francisco?
Same thing, man. McCaffrey's injured again. So that first thought when he got injured, I started laughing. I was like, boy, we called that. I mean, this,
yeah.
I didn't mean start laughing, but I'm just like, good Lord. I mean, it was like predictable. It's like, good, come on, guy.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like I'm watching the Miami Dolphins when I watch the San Francisco 49ers. I swear I do. Just the play calling and the speed and that defense.
Well, Hipster Homebrewer learned it somewhere.
Yeah.
He did. And let me tell you, it was fun. It's fun to watch them. I mean, their defense is for real. If you're a defense lover, you're loving that defense. I'm sorry.
I know it hurts me to love them, but
that defense flies to that ball. I mean,
it's
they're impressive to watch as far as, but once again, they're a team that can be beat. I mean, you just take the blueprints and you get these matchups, like I said. But Brock Purdy's still looking pretty good. I mean, even though, he had some great throws.
Yeah, but there's not very many of them last week. Thank you, Browns. Okay, so let's move on to Seattle. Let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks.
Let's move on to the quarterback rankings of Seattle. Let me see the NFC South quarterback rankings.
Lisa, you're the one that has to go to work. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, they are 3-2. Oh, Peter, he's 7th. So close.
Peter, he's 7th. Get
So
that
close.
jersey warmed up, baby.
Right. The Seattle Seahawks are 3-2. They are 18th in points scored, 9th in points led. I will say this, though. I want to bring this up because we've talked about all of these teams now. Oh, we haven't talked about the Eagles yet, but we will. There are 4 teams that are top 15 for offense, defense, and special team rankings. There's only 4 teams in the league. It's Kansas City, the Philadelphia Eagles, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Seattle Seahawks. And so what's interesting to me is when my word for the Seahawks is hopeful, because I don't think anyone thought they were going to be a Super Bowl contender this year. I mean, of course, some fans might have, but the defense, beautiful last week, and it's getting better. They're doing so much better. It's hopeful because there is definitely light at the end of that tunnel for sure. Sonia, what do you think about Seattle?
I was actually going to say improvement.
Yeah.
And they are continuing to improve. That defense is starting to come alive. So yeah, I'm definitely saying improvement for them.
Oh, Peter says, Lisa, our bet regarding Gino, I'll wear an XXL jersey. I'll message you what's in the 49ers jersey. And he's crying inside. Don't give up. Don't give up, Peter. We got a lot of season left to go.
Peter,
we got a lot of season.
Peter, heads up. It's going to be a Brock Purdy shirt too, bro.
Oh, for God's sake. At least give him a decent defensive.
Peter, I'll put the link. We got to put the link to Fanatics in the chat at some point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lisa, what is your word for Seattle?
Surprising. I thought they're doing a little bit better than I thought. But then again, once again, am I really surprised? I always said mediocre. And that's what Gino's going to bring you. That's what this team's going to bring you. My point in the Seattle Seahawks, where are we going? Where are we going though? Where are we going with this, with the Seattle Seahawks? Because you next to Pete, where are we going?
We don't have time to get into that conversation because it's a long conversation.
It's a long conversation.
But the Seahawks defense, they're going nowhere but up.
Okay. All right.
God love them. God love them. All right. So then we are going to go on to the Los Angeles Rams. That team to me is surprising. They are doing better than I thought they would this year. I really thought that they were going to be a 3-win team. And I'm not even kidding you. Right now they're 3-3. They're 10th for points scored. 14th for points allowed. Struggling on the defense and special teams. But here's the thing. If they can keep their couple star players healthy, they get beat in these games and yet manage to pull it out. So they're surprising to me. Sonia, what about you?
Hanging in. They are, they are hanging in there. They are doing better than I thought. And their new star wide receiver, Puka, coming out of nowhere, that's been really good for them. I think he's really, truly been the improvement. But yeah, they're hanging in.
Yeah. Lisa, what about you?
I think same. And I think things are a little bit better for McVay. He's got a baby coming. He's got, I think life's a little bit better for him. A little pressure off of him than last year was just a train wreck. I think Stafford staying healthy is the key. I think you have 2 great receivers now that you can rely on that will keep you in any game because you keep it close into the fourth quarter and you got these 2 guys to rely on. That's a nice set of receivers to fall back on. So I think they're good. I think they're a little bit better than what I predicted they would be.
Yeah, me too. Arizona Cardinals 1-5, 19th in points scored, 27th in points allowed. Their defense is ranked 31st. 31st defense. Can't wait to play them this week. They are exactly who I thought they would be. I thought this team would be a disaster, and it is a disaster. Sonia, anything different from you?
They are who they thought we were.
Yeah.
I mean, they are who we
thought they are. Yeah. I like Graham. I missed this. I just say it. Rams could end up a 3-win team. Yes, they could. Because that's all they
He's laughing.
That's right, for sure. Sonia, Lisa, what about you with the Cardinals?
It's a shame. I mean, the Cardinals are a hot mess right now. And I'm with you on that 31st ranked defense. Except for Dallas. So, which is, like I said, that's a matchup thing to me. It was just a thing. Right now, you might as well just throw the kitchen sink at every team you play. Right. So to me, they're going to be that dangerous team that's just going to
nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
So to me, I'd hate to play that team because I hate playing teams like that.
Yeah. All right. So Lisa, we have 8 teams left. You got time?
Yeah, we're good. I don't.
I know.
I got like 10 more minutes. I got 10 more minutes.
All right. You can drop out whenever you got to go. Sonia, we're going to finish this up for sure because we got to finish this up right now because we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, they, they're not a very good team. I don't know what's wrong with them. Like, there's just something broken about them. Just kidding, Lisa. They are 5-1. They are first in points scored. Yeah, they are. 26th in points allowed. First team overall, first on offense, 5th on defense. I'm telling you, special teams is a mess, Lisa. We'll give you that. Yeah, but I'm going to say this about the Miami Dolphins. Damn you, hipster homebrewer. You made me like you, and I didn't want to do it. Sonia, before we let Lisa rant, what do you think about these Miami Dolphins?
Glow up. They have glowed.
Oh, that's a great word.
And I saw an old picture of hipster homebrewer. Glow up. Oh my God. Okay, go ahead.
He doesn't look like a nerdy little hipster homebrewer anymore. Lisa, spill your spill about your Miami Dolphins.
First of all, let's pop that champagne, baby.
Oh, I know.
No undefeated teams. Thank you. Get that out of the way by week 6 was great. You're going to be shocked. I'm still scared. This team has broken my heart in December so many times, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's got a different feel." Does it though? Does it? I mean, it's scary for me. I mean, I'm treading in unfamiliar territory right now, and we have been here before. We have started out of the gate great many seasons.
Yeah,
I want to have this discussion in December.
Okay,
this is the discussion I want to have in December. Because I'm still just.
So your word for them is wait.
Cautious,
gonna wait.
Optimistically.
Yeah.
Cautious.
I think that's exciting. All right, let me tell you about a team that doesn't seem to be as exciting as the Buffalo Bills. I really thought the Buffalo Bills were going to be the team in that division this year. And yet we seem to be jumping around a little bit. 4-2, still a great record. 30 points scored, 5th in points allowed. Here's the thing with the Buffalo Bills. We talked about it last week. We talked about they're a roller coaster team. You're never quite sure what you're going to get out of them. So I'm going to stick with roller coaster with them. And I think that might be how they are all season. Sonia, where are you at with the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, inconsistent.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I think that's I expected a little bit more, but yeah, inconsistent.
Yeah. Lisa, what about you?
Everybody on that offense wants the ball. I think sometimes that can cause a little bit of a problem because you get the outbursts. It's an emotional team. Diggs is very emotional thing, but sometimes that can turn around and bite you in the ass. So you have to kind of try to keep these guys reeled in a little bit and keep them together. So the Buffalo Bills to me are a team that can unravel if things start going bad. Because I think you got so many players on there. But like I said, they're still the king of the hill. You still got to beat them. You still got to go to Buffalo. Yeah.
Like Michelle says, until they prove us otherwise.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
for
the
sure.
truth.
It is. All right. So we're going to go to the New York Jets, 3-3, tied for 20th in points scored, 16th points allowed. Here's what I'm going to say is Zach Wilson. Who would have thought they'd be 3-3 that when 4 plays in, Aaron Rodgers goes down in the season. I my word for them is Zach Wilson. I think that they're going to live and die by that kid. Now they're already having some injury issues, but you know what? This team, it could keep a minute if Aaron Rodgers can manage to come back. So that is my word for them. Sonia, where are you at with the Jets?
Expected. I think expected. A little bit surprised that they beat the Eagles, but expected. I think overall in the grand scheme of things, 3-3.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Lisa, what about you?
I think the Jets keep. I think with a coach like Robert, Saleh. I think you keep Saleh. You keep everything in front of you, and this guy knows how to keep everything in front of him. He knows how to coach. He knows how to keep these players into this game. Keep it close. We'll have it, and I love that mentality about him. I think that the players play for him, which makes the Jets a scrappy team.
Yeah.
And they'll anytime you play this team, you have to play 60 minutes of football. You're not going to go in there thinking, oh, it's Zach Wilson, it's the Jets. And I think the Eagles did that. And I think they got smacked around. Yeah. And so this team's a little spicy.
A little spicy. All right. I missed a couple comments here. Camden says Bills had another player wheeled off the field. My heart skipped too. It did too. I thought it was Damar Hamlin. I about had a meltdown. And then Graham says Buffalo seems like a team ready to implode. That's the feeling I get from them.
Yeah, I was about to say I can feel that.
For sure. And then Graham also said that the Jets defense is legit and that keeps them in everything.
I know. I said it too, Graham, from the beginning. That Jets defense.
Yeah. So we're going to go then to the New England Patriots. They are 1-5, 31st in points scored, tied for 24th in points allowed. I am going to say retirement for this team. I think it's time for Bill Belichick to retire. I think that that Robert Kraft is going to have to pull the plug and start again.
Me too.
Heard a really interesting conversation, not to keep you guys longer, but really interesting conversation about how they truly believe Robert Kraft would fire him if he doesn't want to retire at some point here in the next year or so. So that could be a really interesting conversation to have at some point. Sonia, where are you at with the New England Patriots?
Unraveled.
Okay.
Is unraveled. It's not what they even thought this would be. I mean, they didn't think they'd win the division, but I thought they'd at least contend.
Yeah, we all did. Lisa, what about you?
Yeah, I think we had that talk about Brady many years ago that we saw comments from his dad that he'd almost have to be drug off the field because he won't know when it's time to quit. Graham's going to agree with me. I think Bill wants Don Shula's record. So he's going to have to get fired because he's never going to retire. He'll retire probably after if he gets the record, but I don't think he's going to get the record with this team that he has.
It'll take him seasons and seasons to do
exactly. So he will fire this guy. That's my prediction because he wants Don's record.
Camden said Belichick is the last holdout coach not to play music in practice, and this is the result. That's right. Quit being a grumpy old man. That's what I got to say about that for sure. All right, Philadelphia Eagles. We are on our last division, NFC East. This division is a little nutty. Philadelphia Eagles 5-1. They are 5th in points scored, tied for 19th in points allowed. Here's the interesting thing with the Eagles. Once again, the last of the 4 teams that are top 15 for offense, defense, and special teams. The Eagles are, I'm going to say the same thing I said about the Chiefs. Dominant, but beatable. They have their flaws. They have their problems for sure. And I don't think that an Eagles fan should think that they have a Super Bowl locked up in any way, shape, or form. Sonia, where are you at with the Eagles?
I agree. I think they are very good. But I think they still have to kick it up just a little bit of a notch if they feel that they're going to be Super Bowl contenders. But I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong. They're very good.
Oh, for sure.
But there's just something not missing, but something. Yeah, they got to put it all together if they're going to make a run.
For sure. Lisa?
There's something missing is another wide receiver. And that tells you why they went out and signed Julio today. Because I think they know that there's that one thing missing.
Well, and they have so many injuries too. Oh, mess. Yeah, Graham just asked in chat, what do you make of the Julio Jones signing? Yeah, that I read on Twitter today, someone said it was a desperation signing. I don't think so. I think it's an insurance signing. I think that'll be interesting. I will see how he does. But all right, because I'm trying to get through them so fast. Dallas Cowboys, they are 4-2, 6th in points scored, 8th in points allowed. This is another roller coaster team, but I always say this is Jerry's world. Yeah, and Jerry's world isn't looking so bad this year. I think that they, I put him in my predictions into the NFC Championship game. I'm not ready to pull that out there yet. Sonia, where are you at with the Dallas Cowboys?
Expected. I think they are, they are going to be right there. I think that they are where we thought they would be. So expected, I think.
Lise?
They're a roller coaster. One week Dak looks great and you're feeling really good. The next week the team looks like trash. They need to get a penalties situation and the discipline. They've got to be up there with the most penalized team. It has to be, because good Lord, they had what, 7, 8 last night alone.
Yeah. And stupid ones. Just
exactly.
stupid.
Mental.
Yeah.
So I think, but the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Every single year we do this with Dak. It's
Yes.
like, but they'll be there in the end. I really do.
Yeah.
I think they'll make the playoffs. There's no doubt to me.
This is a huge thing for me. Camden pointed out, Cowboys are not getting Pollard going. I almost think if they could get that run game going, then Dak, we would see Dak improve. Graham says Jerry Worlds is a roller coaster. He's surprised he hasn't opened a theme park yet, to be honest with you. I'm kind of a little surprised myself.
There is Graham. It's in his head.
Yeah, right. For sure. All right. Washington Commanders 3-3. They are tied for 12th in points scored, tied for 29th in points allowed. This team, impressive. That's my word. I've been impressed. I didn't think that Sam Howell would be able to do a darn thing. And man, that kid, he doesn't quit. Like, it doesn't matter how many times you knock him down, he gets his butt right back up and doesn't let it get in his head. They're impressive to me. Yeah. Sonia, what about you for the Commanders?
Yeah, surprising. I think that they are, they're showing some glimmer here, so they could be getting it together.
Love it. Lise?
Same way. I didn't expect them to be where they are. Kudos to Riverboat Ron.
Riverboat Ron and Eric Bieniemy to bring up the Chiefs again.
And I think that what a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That is your difference right there. So let's give this team a year. Let's give this team a year to get some people around them and get another draft under their belts, free agency. This team might be something next year for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. New York Giants, last team, 1-5. 32nd in points scored. That's what happens when you get a 40 burger put on you at 0. And then 28th in points allowed. This team is a disaster. I think they're going to be better off with Tyrod Taylor.
Me too.
Daniel Jones out. I think they are just an absolute disaster, which is not what I expected. Sonia, where are you at with the Giants?
They are a disaster. I knew that they were going to be the worst team in that division, but I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I didn't think they were terrible.
Right.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Then Lisa, what about you with the Giants?
I thought they would be. I thought they would be world.
They won Coach of the Year last year.
Right? I know. I did. This poor guy. You can see it on his face, but I think he has a better chance with Tyrod. To be honest with you, I know he made that doofus, call there. When he audibled. It happens. But I mean, but I think Tyrod gives him a better chance. It's just me.
Yeah. Camden showing a little bit of her blue and green. It says Dable didn't deserve Coach of the Year. Carroll did. I still would completely 1,000% agree with her, especially with what he did with the team he had last year. Yep. And the play calling is horrendous. Graham says on Sunday. Yeah, it's been kind of a mess. I think he doesn't know what to do with this team. So. Lisa, you can go.
All right, guys.
We made it. See you later.
Bye, I have to hit it. Graham.
Peace out, girl.
Bye.
72, baby.
All right. So that's, it's a quick overview for sure. But and it's hard to go ahead and talk to each and every team, Sonia, but here's what I'm getting this year. There's a lot of teams that are really surprising me this year.
Yeah.
Some in a very bad way, some in a good way. This is not your prototypical NFL season.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And you're seeing, I don't know, I think you're starting to see some just changes in mentalities, changes in coaching and things like that. And so we're kind of starting to see that evident on the field. And so that's, I think, what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of change. We knew there would be with all these rookie quarterbacks too, and the coaching changes that came in, but it's really just been kind of fascinating to me. A couple of teams have really, really stood out to me as huge improvements. The Texans is one of them. I know I keep talking about them. I just didn't think it would happen this fast.
Right.
You could even say that, about as sadly surprising as the New York Jets is the opposite direction and everything that they've brought in. So I don't know. I think it's been an interesting season. We're our quarter of a way now, whatever the hell, divide 17 by 4 and kind of, and kind of really feeling that I think we could get some surprises at the end of the season.
I think so.
I really do. So, all right, everyone. I'm so sorry we kept you for an hour, but we knew this would be a long one because we wanted to dip our toe. I know. We wanted to talk about every single team because we don't always get a chance to do that. So thank you guys for sticking. And thank to everyone who is has hung out with us tonight in chat. For those of you watching on Twitter and Facebook or listening to on your favorite podcast app, if you come to YouTube during our live, we do have a live chat, and that's where these comments come from. And we love when you guys talk with us. So please come on over if you would and chat with us if you can. If not, we appreciate you watching late and listening later. We will be back again next Tuesday, as we are every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we hope you guys will join us again then. See you later.